What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Nathan with the Fanatics. I'm here with Spencer. You want to say hello?
What's up?
So today we're gonna give a little preview of the new website that just dropped, as well as cover another division with all the fantasy relevant players. It's continuing with our theme we've been doing in the past videos. But first, before we get into that, you want to show us a new website?
Sure thing. Here's the home screen. Shows the season rankings, shows the sleepers, and then you go to the Fanatics podcast. Nice little graphic there with our SoundCloud, Spotify, Twitter, our YouTube. Shows a few of the podcasts there. And then off to the season rankings. This is a big reason why we redesigned the whole thing. We wanted to get a new kind of format for the season rankings, and this is what we came up with. This will continue on with all the weekly rankings throughout the year, updated every week on Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
Tuesdays, along with other articles that will be posted throughout the week. But super excited about.
Can we give a massive shout out to Cole and shout out his socials?
Huge shout out to Cole. Seek Chic Designs on Instagram. I tagged his Twitter. I tagged his Twitter in our Twitter post. As you can see right here.
He's like the fanatic behind the scene.
Cole Chic 5. See Chic Designs on IG. So check him out.
Yeah,
he creates some cool graphics. Rumor has it though, he wants to get in to start designing websites, maybe a little bit more. So if you have any websites that you want redesigned or designed, hit him up. He is amazing at what he does. He's at App State.
Just sits in his room. Absolutely nothing to do.
He's fighting COVID right now, but hopefully we can have him in the next few podcasts throughout the week or maybe next week.
He's completely fine. Let's add he's completely fine. Like no symptoms.
No. He is fine. I think he's on the back end of it. Announced that he is making the hockey team at App State today. Hey. So big hand to Cole.
Big ups to Cole.
So hit him up if you need any kind of designs. Amazing designer.
Yep.
But let's get into the NFC North.
Let's do it.
And as you can see right here, the MVP from last year. We'll start off with Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, complete stud. We both have him ranked at 8th. He comes in at 7th overall in our rankings.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably on that low end QB1. The only reason he isn't higher than these guys above him is he doesn't have the rushing ability.
He's a sneaky athlete though.
He is a sneaky athlete, but he's not going to rush for 40 yards like any of these guys can.
Yeah. I mean, I had him last year and he did great for me. I got him at a great value. And I think this year his ADP is going to drop, and I think he'll be a good value again. You can probably get him, I'm guessing, around the 8-9 round, probably. As long as everybody waits on quarterbacks like it usually goes.
Right above Jalen Hurts, I've been thinking.
I've got Hurts slightly above him just because of the rushing, but I don't think there's a wrong answer there.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have him above Hurts. I have Hurts at 10, Aaron Rodgers at 8. It turns out you have Hurts above Rodgers. Because of the rushing.
One spot above him. Yep.
That's
exactly right.
All right. Off to the running backs. As you can see, Christian McCaffrey on the screen. Just a beautiful design by Cole. I have to shout him out again. But Green Bay also has a top 10 running back as well with Aaron Jones.
Yep.
And also A.J. Dillon's on here. He slides in at 39 on our rankings. Aaron Jones, not much to say. They'll be split in time probably. What would you say the percentages?
70-30 maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking 70-30, 75-25. The only thing is Aaron Jones could get vultured by A.J. Dillon. But
I don't think A.J. Dillon's going to take away as much passing work as Jamal Williams did.
Yeah. Aaron Jones is a stud, though. Have him right below Jonathan Taylor, Zeke. Love Aaron Jones this year, especially without Jamal Williams being there. And then A.J. Dillon, he's one of the top handcuffs.
Yeah, I think so.
We
You,
have
you
him
get to
around.
that point in the rankings, and it's pretty much just handcuffs, and he's obviously at the very top.
Where would you rank him?
As far as handcuffs,
Yeah, if you had to off the dome right now, where would you rank him?
I would go Kareem Hunt at 1. Second would probably be whichever one doesn't start between Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel. I'd probably go Trey Sermon, and then AJ Dillon.
I would throw Latavius Murray and Tony Pollard in there probably.
Latavius Murray might get cut. He's a third stringer.
He's not going to get cut. He's their second string running back. He's their second string running back. We get into arguments about this daily.
I'm glad this is going to be on multiple podcasts. That when Tony Jones is out there and Latavius Murray is watching from the couch, then we can come back to this.
No, we're going to come back to this so many times this year because Latavius Murray is going to outtouch Tony Jones so hard.
Maybe in like the CFL or something.
No. I don't know what is up with the Latavius Murray hate with you. Off to wide receivers, though. He's been horrible. It's the preseason. You can't overreact to the preseason. It's been 3 games.
He's got like 10 more yards than me this preseason.
How many yards does he have? Who cares? It's the preseason.
All right.
Devante Adams. I don't even know why we're talking about this right now. You have him as your second wide receiver. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't at all. We're going to skip over that because that's an awful ranking by you. Had to mistype that. But you didn't. You keep bragging about this ranking.
Dude, I'm very consistent. I think DK is the number 1 receiver. But we'll save that for the NFC West. I mean, Devante Adams is top 2 or 3 easily. Like should be going.
He's number 1 easily.
Okay, but if you're in a draft and someone takes Tyreek Hill over him or stuff,
I'm not mad. I'll be mad about Stephon Diggs. Coming from a Bills fan, the only person that should be going above him is if you're gonna kind of get maybe a Patrick Mahomes Tyreek Hill combination. That's the only way I could see that as an okay pick. I would take Devontae. I think Devontae Adams clear number 1 wide receiver off the board this year. Kind of like
I just think DK is going to have a massive year. His touchdowns are going to go. He had like 10 last year. I think he gets way more.
We're not talking about this. Good old Bob Tanyan.
I'm trying to justify why I have Devontae at 2.
You shouldn't. I mean,
do we have any other Packers receivers ranked, by the way? Is it just Adams?
I don't.
I don't think I do either.
I don't. So
if I did, it'd be like Alan Lazard, probably.
I don't think. I went over the rankings. I don't think any of us have him ranked. Robert Tanyan slides in at 11 for us, just outside the top 10. With the Irv Smith injury news coming out today, Irv Smith will likely slide down to that 20 range. He is having meniscus surgery. Could miss anywhere from 2 weeks to the whole season. Let's just hope that something small.
It just depends on what exactly it is that they're.
Irv Smith was so good at Alabama.
Dude, he looked good this preseason. He really good.
Did. He was balling. I mean, he was a popular breakout star.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just hope Irv Smith gets back out there soon. We'll get him in a second. But Robert Tanyan will probably slide into the top 10 for us.
Mm-hmm. Low end tight end 1, like right on the tight end 1 and 2 border, probably.
He won't put up 25 touchdowns like he did last year. I don't think he will. But still a good tight end. His touchdown rate compared to his catches was kind of crazy. It was a little excessive. There's no way that's sustainable. Agreed. Let's go to the Vikings now. Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
Like that.
21 is where he slots in. You have him ranked at 22. I have him ranked at 21. Low end QB2. Wouldn't really, if you're leaving draft, there's no way he's your starter unless even if you're in a 20 team league, no way he's your starter.
No, I think it's the same thing as when we were talking about Roethlisberger the other day. How there's a whole group of guys from Roethlisberger, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Baker, all those guys who you can just get off of free agency after the draft if you really need it. Like there's no reason to have one of your spots on your bench taken up by them. I prefer to not draft them and rather go for one of the rookies.
Oh yeah, I would rather have all the rookies. I just don't have him ranked above them right now,
Yeah, it's understandable.
just because I don't know when they're going to get in.
Yeah.
Speaking of rookie QBs, Trey Lance does have a chip fracture in his finger. News just came out. Will miss 7 days of practice. Hopefully, they said they will hopefully get him back next Monday. I think that just rather confirms that Jimmy Garoppolo's week 1 starter.
Yeah, it's weird though because they were trying to run a bunch of 2 quarterback sets.
Yeah, I mean, I can
don't
see
like
it for
it.
gadget. I can see it for gadget plays. You don't
like
roll the 3rd overall pick out there as a gadget guy, really.
Yeah. I don't
Ravens
think that changes his ranking.
Ravens tried that with Lamar Jackson when he was a rookie. Do you remember that?
Yeah, with Joe Flacco.
And it just they were like, get Joe Flacco out of there. He's our full-time starter. And they haven't missed the playoffs since. So
MVP.
let Trey Lance dance, right?
Yep.
All right. Off to running backs, Dalvin Cook. Unanimous second running back drafted. I wouldn't be mad if you took Derrick Henry over him or even Alvin Kamara. But he's my running back 2. He's your running back 2. I think he's about 85% of people's RB2.
Yeah.
Especially in PPR formats. Maybe Alvin Kamara slides in there. But definitely above Derrick Henry in PPR formats.
And just to be clear, our rankings are in half-point PPR. That way we can kind of have one set of rankings and satisfy both scoring formats. I think Dalvin Cook, you could argue, has the highest ceiling out of him, Derrick Henry, and Kamara, assuming health. Would you agree?
I would say Kamara.
You think so?
I would say Kamara just because Michael Thomas, you don't know when he's going to get back. Kamara is probably that whole offense. I do think they'll be stacking the box, but he is
not the whole offense. They got Tony Jones too.
What I was saying is I think Alvin Kamara is basically a receiver too. I mean, he's everything in that offense that Tony Jones isn't.
Interesting.
I think Alvin Kamara has – I think it goes Christian McCaffrey, and then I'd probably say Dalvin Cook, and then Alvin Kamara is the highest chances to finish the RB1. If you told me any of those guys from the top 6, though, finishes RB1, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think there's more guys than that have a chance.
Eckler, maybe.
I would say Aaron Jones.
Out of any of these guys, I don't
you
see
can go all the way down to James Robinson, and everybody from there up, I think, has a legit shot.
I think it's these 6 right here, and I think it's Saquon and Nick Chubb. Those are the only guys I think can do it.
Really, not Aaron Jones, not
Aaron Jones, not Austin Eckler, not Najee Harris.
Wow, I would go I'd take all 13 of the top 13. I think I'll have a legit shot.
If you told me that James Robinson finishes RB1 this year,
he finished 5th last year.
Yeah, but that was like the best season,
and he's in a better offense.
Yeah, but that's maybe the best season he'll ever have.
I don't know. I think 13 is going to be good value.
Wasn't it funny that I was on the James Robinson hype train last year? Like I think I was the train driver. I think I was the
conductor.
There you go. I was the conductor of the train, and everybody was just in the back.
I was kind of in the caboose.
And now I question if my ranking 12, if I should be ranking him above guys like Joe Mixon, guys like Miles Sanders, and guys like Antonio Gibson. I don't know.
I think so.
All right, so I think that Alexander Madison has the chance to compete with those guys like Trey Sermon, like A.J. Dillon, like Tony Pollard for that RB1 in the handcuff. He showed flashes last year when Dalvin Cook went down of being good, but he also showed that he can't stay healthy either. If I remember, he left a game when Dalvin did too.
Yeah, no, I get you. I definitely agree with that. I think he's definitely in the mix. Another one that I forgot to mention, I think, is Kenyan Drake. I think that's another one who's got potential to be a good handcuff.
What about James Conner? He kind of sucked. He
was horrible. Like he moves so slow. I mean, he's very tough, but he's made of glass, and he's just, I don't know.
What about Chuba Hubbard?
I knew that was coming.
I
No,
I
don't think
am
so.
the conductor of the Chuba Hubbard hype train. Although, if Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, which I hope he does, Chuba Hubbard has no value.
Yeah, I got to see him in person. I was on the field at the Panthers game, just subtle flex, but he looked okay. I mean, he's playing with the starters because McCaffrey was the only starter not playing. He was okay. I mean, he had a bad drop. There's one time that threw a little out route to him, and he had only about 50 yards in front of him of absolutely nobody. Hits him right in the chest. He just drops it. It was bad. So
off to the wide receivers. After Nathan's flexing of being at the game, we have Justin Jefferson at 7, Adam Thielen at 17. So 2 top 17 wide receivers for the Vikings. Adam Thielen has produced for years. Justin Jefferson was a rookie at LSU last year, was the best rookie wide receiver last year. He's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
He's a stud. I mean, he's sliding in at top 7 as a second-year wide receiver in a run-heavy offense.
Does the loss of Irv Smith bump these guys up any?
I kind of want to wait to see how long he's out. If he's out for the year, I'd say it helps them with red zone touches.
So I don't really think it does because Adam Thielen scores crazy, and then Justin Jefferson, it's going to rack up a ton of yardage. So
if it helps anybody, it might help Dalvin Cook.
I really don't think it helps anybody other than the backup tight end.
Can you name the backup tight end?
I was just watching him. He was the dude who scored 3 touchdowns. I can't remember what his name is.
That's enough. All right, off to the tight end.
Can you name him?
Absolutely not. No.
I was just watching. I can't remember what his name is.
Irv Smith Jr. We were just talking about him. We have him as a top 10 tight end. Unfortunately, he will be moving down in the ranking, probably around that.
For me, he'd be like right below Gerald Everett, so 25.
Wow. Let's see how long he misses, and then we'll bump him down.
It is a wait and see for sure.
I hope he doesn't miss a lot of time. Irv Smith Jr., very talented tight end. Off to the quarterback for the Bears.
The Bears quarterbacks.
Justin Fields, very one of the very confusing rookie quarterbacks in the draft, in fantasy drafts. Obviously, he's a real life, monster.
He looked very good.
I have him at 26. You have him at 16.
Mm-hmm.
I am not anywhere close to where you value him. I'll probably move him up a little bit closer as we get closer to the season.
Mm-hmm.
As I keep watching Andy Dalton highlights. But I don't know when Matt Nagy will, pull the plug. I don't know if it's the second half versus the Rams. I don't know if it's week 5. I really don't know. That's why I'm not high on the rookie quarterbacks besides Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence.
See, I think Andy Dalton at least makes it through the first game, but Justin Fields, like in the preseason, it doesn't take like a football expert to see that dude's just better. Like he's just a better player.
Would you like to throw him in there versus the Rams against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, or would you like to sit him?
I'd prefer play him every game. If I was the coach, I'd play him every game.
I just don't want to get him killed by Aaron Donald,
What? So every time you got a tough defense coming up, you're gonna pull him and throw in your
No,
brain?
you just don't. You want to run up his confidence.
He'll be fine. He's a very confident player, and he's looked good in the preseason. He should have plenty of confidence, and he's got a good offense.
Can we talk about this Deshaun Watson ranking real quick? I know this is
what
not.
Is that? What are
I
you
know
doing?
this is not the NFC South, but news came out today about Deshaun Watson saying that they are prepared to sit him, make him an inactive every week. There was also news that came out Saturday that the Dolphins are interested, very interested in trading for him. If the Dolphins trade,
They're not going to.
If the Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson, where do you move him?
Brian Flores said they want people with high character. They're not going to.
Yeah, but they're just allegations right now,
Yeah, sure. They're just going to sit him every game because of allegations. Gotcha.
No, they're going to sit him every game because Deshaun Watson doesn't want to play.
The only way they give him away is if the Dolphins come off more than like a 7th-round pick.
So you're saying that Deshaun Watson won't play this year?
I don't think so.
I think there's no doubt.
That's
in my
why I
mind
didn't.
that
That's why I didn't rank him.
That there's no doubt in my mind that Deshaun Watson plays this year.
Why?
Because I just think he will. I mean, the NFL hasn't came out and said that he'll start off on the end. That he'll start off
The exempt list.
Yeah, and they said they haven't intervened with suspension yet. I think if they were going to, I would have guessed it's already would have came, being that we're a week and a half away from the season.
I think it's more of the Texans kind of.
The Texans will grow restless to this. They will see that they have a superstar generational quarterback sitting on their bench. They're like, either we're going to play this dude or, we're going to get 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks out of him.
But think about how that looks. So that's such a bad look. So
if they trade him or play him?
No, if they play him, their team's going to be terrible this year. They're going to be last in their division most likely. What's the point of rolling him out there? You're just chancing
because you're paying it's a paid vacation for Deshaun Watson basically.
But if you roll him out there, there's a chance of injury, which will kill his trade.
Then trade him away before.
No, I think they're in a lose-lose situation.
If I were the Texans, I wouldn't trade him. I would do everything in my power. I would hire Dabo Sweeney as the coach just to make this man happy. That is saying that the allegations are, just allegations. They are false.
All 20, formal?
I hope that justice is served either way. Let me get that clear. I am not Team Watson.
Do we need to cancel Spencer again?
We're not going through this again. All right, off of the Deshaun Watson trade, off to David Montgomery. I have him ranked 18th. You have him ranked 16th. Mm-hmm. I have him below DeAndre Swift and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You have him above those guys.
High-end RB2, I think.
I do not think so.
I think he's high-end RB2.
Mid RB2 to low-end RB2.
I think he's got RB1 potential as well. I think he's.
You hate me for saying this, but Tariq Cohen is still there.
Tariq Cohen's the 3rd string.
He is their 2nd stringer. We just went through this a little bit ago.
Damian Williams is their 2nd stringer.
There's no way. No, the man didn't play football last year.
Neither did Tariq Cohen.
Yeah, he played some. He played about 4 games.
He played about 2 games.
That's 4 more games than Damian Williams has played the last year.
Damian Williams is fresher, and he's a better player.
Tariq Cohen is a better player than Damian Williams.
Tariq Cohen comes up to my knees. I would body him. Damian Williams is an actual running back.
Let's post this right now on the Twitter. Who is the better player?
And don't use all 12 of your fake accounts. Let's see what the people say.
Oh, I won't use them. You can't use them either.
I'd never use them.
Oh, stop.
And I don't have
the whole DK Metcalf one where it was like, is he a top? No, is he a top 3? Or no, that was over Doug Baldwin. Is he a top 3 wide receiver? It was like 20% yes, and I think all 20% of those were your accounts.
I have our fantasy account, and then my business account, and then a school account. That's all I have.
Oh yeah, that's all I have too.
Right.
That's all I have too.
Right.
Off to. I lost track of what we're talking about. This was supposed to be a quick video about the NFC North, and we still got the NFC East to do in this video.
So we're going to combine two divisions into one?
Yep. Let's speed run this one. This is the Bears. Allen Robinson.
Stud.
Thank you. Very good.
Stud.
I could not find Allen Robinson. Top 10 wide receiver for us this year. I have him at 10. You have him at 10. Both of us agree he's a top 10 wide receiver. Let's talk about Darnell Mooney for a little bit. None of us have him ranked, but Darnell Mooney
he's got potential.
Oh yeah, he has top 30 potential, I think.
I don't know.
Top 35 potential.
Like possible, like you throw him on your bench and maybe he becomes a flex.
I have a question. If I told you he finished higher than Michael Gallup this season, would you be surprised?
Yes.
But you wouldn't be like, no, he didn't.
Like you're
Like,
talking
I
about
don't think
last
that's
season or this upcoming season?
no, this upcoming season. I don't think that's that far fetched.
I think it is. I think the whole Dallas offense is going to be a little crazy.
If I didn't just put out a poll, I'd put out a poll about Michael Gallup and Darnell Mooney.
Wait, like what would the poll be?
Who has more potential?
Oh, Michael Gallup, 100%. What?
No, see if I would have put out up to the tight ends.
Yeah, what? That did.
No.
There's no
Darnell
shot.
Mooney definitely has more potential.
Not in their situations now.
No.
Gallup's
Michael
a
Gallup.
better player.
Michael Gallup's definitely not the better player. Definitely in a better situation. I would definitely say Darnell Mooney's a better player than Michael Gallup.
This is a bad podcast for you, bub. That's 2 in a row.
Not for me, Bob. For you,
oh my
Bob.
gosh. How's the poll doing?
It's about time for me to. It's about time for me to get on my fake account.
Oh,
this is
God.
getting outrageous.
That's a bad look. All right, who are we talking about?
Cole Kmet.
I think he's a.
No disrespect to Cole Kmet.
I don't think he's a playable tight end.
Do we
yet.
really need to talk about Cole Kmet?
I don't think he's a. I don't think he's a playable tight end. Yet.
He's an upcoming player.
I mean, Jimmy Graham is still there. Like people are forgetting, Jimmy Graham is still there. He's going to take some of the snaps away, and so I think he's got potential, but I don't think he's a startable tight end yet.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do we talk about Detroit? Jared Goff is not.
We just talk about like the receivers, probably. I mean, the running backs. I think that's it.
Jared Goff, not a draftable quarterback, the worst starting quarterback. It doesn't matter if Cam Newton, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Andy Dalton, Jimmy Garoppolo, it doesn't matter who. Jared Goff, I think, is the worst starter.
I completely agree.
So we're in agreement there.
He's my last ranked quarterback. He's number 32 for me.
I hate to hate, but I think I do have Teddy Bridgewater below him.
Really?
I
Jared, that has to change before the season. There's
And
no
I think
way.
Teddy Bridgewater will start 8 or 9 games this year.
He'll probably still outscore Jared Goff if he starts every single game.
All right, now we're overrating. There you go. All right, Deandre Swift. People have been a little, either you love Deandre Swift this year or you hate Deandre Swift. I personally like him.
I'm just kind of
I have him ranked 16th. You have him ranked 19th. If he has that full backfield to himself, which he doesn't,
He doesn't.
he's obviously a top. Rank him above Antonio Gibson. If he has that full backfield to
What?
himself,
No shot. Oh my god.
he is a better player
on
than Antonio Gibson.
that offense. No shot.
You're
I don't
acting
think
like
so.
Washington's Kansas City.
Dude, they're a great offense.
They are not. I bet you they will finish bottom half this year. Bottom 16.
And in what? In what points? Yards? Yards? Absolutely. I'll take that bet. Absolutely.
Yards and points. We'll average them out.
To the ranking. Okay, absolutely.
All right. We'll write it down.
$10. I'll put it down.
All right.
Wow. That's unreal. That's an easy
I can
one.
come off the dome and name better offenses than them. I'll look at the rankings right now.
They're gonna
Carolina,
surprise you.
Minnesota, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Dallas, Green Bay, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Cincinnati, Chicago, Kansas City, Seattle, Miami, Atlanta, Baltimore, Denver. There you go.
Denver? Oh my god. Dude, you're killing me. This is a bad podcast for you. This is
And I failed to mention Arizona
yeah,
and San Francisco
I don't know about San Fran.
and the Rams.
The Rams, I'll give you. Rams, I'll give you. Yeah.
There's no way that and Tampa Bay would even mention the Super Bowl champs. No, there's no way Washington finishes top 16.
I think they will.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. All right. I think we did talk about Deandre Swift. He's a great running back, better than Antonio Gibson. That is final. Let's check on the poll. Tariq Cohen is going up a little bit every single second. And you see, I'm not on my burners. So sitting here doing the pod. All right. TJ Hockinson, we both have him as a top 5. He is the number 1 receiver and the number 2 and the number 3 receiver in that Detroit offense. That Detroit offense stinks.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame. They got rid of Brashad Perriman. It's a sad day.
I did see that. I did see that today.
Yeah. Pour one out for Brashad. But I think Hawkinson's that entire offense when they decide to pass the ball. Unless they're dumping it off to one of the running backs, I think he's going to have 30% target share probably.
All right, off to the NFC South. Let's start off with the defending champs.
Wait, NFC South? You mean NFC East?
There you go. NFC East, we're starting off with the future champs, the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, future champs, wow.
No, they're not the future champs. But Dak Prescott coming off of a nasty leg injury. We have him borderline top 5. We have him at 6.
It was
you
a
have
cramp.
him top 5.
It was a cramp.
That's what Tony Romo said. So it's got to be.
Yo.
It's got to be. But Dak Prescott,
stud,
going to lead the league in yards. Could lead it in touchdowns. But we'll see.
I think it's a very good chance at both.
He has 3 great receivers and 2 good running backs.
I think it's between him, Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Russ for who leads in yards and touchdowns.
Well, 3 of those for sure.
Maybe Brady as well.
4 of those for sure. Kick out Russ. All right, off to
really.
It's
just nonsense.
Off to the running backs.
Zeke, let him eat. He's a beast.
He is a beast. What once was a top 3 pick has fell out. I think next year he'll be drafted right behind Dalvin Cook and Christian McCaffrey.
Assuming health, I could definitely see it. Like, I'm not mad if you take him over like Jonathan Taylor or Aaron Jones or Kamara even. Like, I'm completely okay with that. I think in that offense, if everybody's healthy, they feed him. He scores a lot, gets a ton of yards.
And he's a sneaky pass catcher.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's just a good player. And he looks great. Have you seen him this offseason? The pictures of him?
I have been watching Hard Knocks, so.
Dude, I've
been seeing his gift rapid skills too.
He looks good.
But Tony Pollard, he's up there in the top 6 or 7 for the handcuffs, like we were saying.
Absolutely.
Off to the receivers. My favorite player this offseason, CD Lamb.
I think it's a very popular pick for like an explosion this year.
Like, if you told me CD Lamb finishes wide receiver 1 this year, I'd be like, oh, okay. If you told me Amari Cooper finishes a top 5 wide receiver this year, I'd be like, oh, okay. I mean, that's just how explosive this offense is.
Yeah. I think they're both have easily top 10 potential. We've got Lamb at 12 right now and Cooper at 14 based on our averages. I think we do slightly lean Lamb. My reasoning is because he plays in the slot and he's going to have easier matchups, whereas Cooper's going to be getting the number 1 corners. That's
reasoning is he makes incredible catches, kind of like
Amari Cooper.
I don't know the perfect comparison for him. I don't think there is. I think he is CD Lamb.
There's not really another slot player like that.
There's not really any other. I mean, he is just so good, and he's in the perfect place to shine too.
Yeah.
I mean, if Dak Prescott cooks like he has been, I mean, CD Lamb, easy top 5 or 6 wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be able to double anybody in that offense because you got Zeke back there. They can't stack the box because you've got 3 legit receivers and a playable tight end in Blake Jarwin.
And mocks, I've even taken CD around that 7 to 8 wide receiver range.
See, I think that's too high, but like I understand why. I personally would not, but I understand why people would to see the potential.
We talked about Amari Cooper. We talked about Michael Gallup already. Off to the tight ends. I think we both have Blake Jarwin ranked.
We should.
I think I have him at, let's see if I can get there.
27.
I'm at 27. You have him at 30. too many mouths to feed in that offense for one of the tight ends to shine.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, there's a chance that the tight ends do shine, and
he'll have touchdowns here and there just because they pass so much.
And we completely whiff on this.
Yeah, I just don't think he's a playable tight end yet. Kind of like Kokomet.
I think there is a chance that Dalton Schultz is the better tight end.
Maybe.
Kind of leaning towards Jarwin right now.
Me as well.
But off to the poll. Let's see where we're at right now.
Give it a little refresh.
We have hit a brick wall in terms of votes. Need to get my burner out there right now as we speak. But NFC South team, Philadelphia.
East, NFC East. They're in the
I don't know why I keep saying South.
I don't either. Jalen Hurts, our number 8 quarterback right now. I have him at 7. You have him at 10. It's easy to see the potential with the weapons he's got and the rushing ability. I think a massive part of his season is going to be how do Zack Ertz and Dallas Goedert play. If they play them both, if they got like Devonta Smith and Jalen Reagor, and who's going to be the third receiver, you think? You think it's going to be Travis Fulgham?
No.
Who do you think?
JJ Arcega-Whiteside. I did not mean to distance.
Oh my gosh! No,
I did not mean to disrespect him.
No, I think it's definitely Travis Fulgham. You've heard me say in a previous podcast, free Travis Fulgham. I think he's super talented, has potential, but there's no way he's going to get in unless like Reagor gets hurt or something.
Don't forget about Arcega-Whiteside, though.
Oh my
All
god!
right. Off to running back, Miles Sanders. I don't think either of us have Boston Scott ranked. He's a speedy little thing, though.
You think he's up there in the handcuff rankings?
I'm gonna give you a little bomb here. All right, you ready?
A little bomb, okay.
Kenneth Gainwell,
Okay.
out of Memphis, will be a starting running back in 4 years. But he's their third stringer, right? We'll put the mic back down.
4 years.
He's a third stringer right now. He is a rookie.
Yeah.
If you go watch Kenneth Gainwell highlights, he's electric. He's the next Memphis running back. Didn't Darrell Henderson go to Memphis?
Antonio Gibson.
It didn't.
What is with?
Where did Darrell Henderson go to college? Memphis. So with Darrell Henderson, Antonio Gibson, now Kenneth Gainwell.
It's the Memphis takeover.
Hot take: Kenneth Gainwell was better than Antonio Gibson and Darrell Henderson. That's complete nonsense. Don't mean that. Off to the poll. Let's see. I think Tariq Cohen went down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like that. I don't like the looks of that one.
For you, I'm telling you.
Did we talk about Miles Sanders? I don't think we did.
He's at RB15. We both have him at 15, actually. I think he's a very solid running back, too. I think he's got RB1 upside.
I do, too. If he could stay healthy, he definitely –
oh, my God.
If he stays healthy, he is definitely RB1 potential. I think I would – I don't know what I was about to say right there, but continue on.
I hope everybody enjoys the cats in the background. They're just going to
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm enjoying the little show we got going on.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the receivers.
All right. Are we talking about Eagles receivers?
We are in the NFC South.
I was going to throw an Eagle receiver in there, but I'm going to stop.
Yeah. Do you have him ranked?
I might.
I feel like you would put him like at the very end just so you can say his name.
Just so I can say his name. Devonta Smith, Jalen Reagor. I think we have Devonta Smith ranked, but in the 40s. I'm at 45. You have him at 43. You are the Devonta Smith leader of the fan club.
Yeah, I mean, he landed in a bad situation for fantasy purposes. I think he's extremely talented. I think he's going to be a better NFL player than fantasy, but he's got that potential if him and Jalen Hurts form a good connection.
Where else could he have landed that's worse than Philadelphia?
Like the Raiders or like the Lions, something like that.
Well, he would get fed in the Lions, I feel like.
By who? You mean the dude you just shit on for the whole podcast?
You know what? I do not have JJ Arcega-Whiteside ranked, but I might be considering throwing him around that 53 range. So off to the two tight ends.
Wait, over Jalen Reagor?
Just so I can say his name.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Just so I can say his name.
Two tight ends?
Zack Ertz and Dallas Goedert.
Yep.
Dallas Goedert's being drafted higher.
Mm-hmm.
But Zack Ertz, what if he returns to that 2018-2019 form?
I mean, for the longest time, he was a top 3 tight end.
It was him. It was Travis Kelce. And it was
George Kittle.
Yeah, but only for
Gronk.
a year or two.
Gronk.
Bingo.
So I think, I don't know. Last year wasn't a good look. I think, did you have a little brain freeze there?
No, I'm just thinking about that Zack Ertz. That PHI right next to his name will soon be a BUF. And I'm just thinking
if he goes there, that would change things.
I think he would have to jump up. I think he would jump up to that 10 range. I might be overvaluing him like I do with all my Bills players.
Fair. Yeah,
I would agree. At least I admit it. Don't throw Stephon Diggs as the wide receiver 1.
I don't have Russ as my QB1. I don't have Chris Carson as my RB1. Like, I legitimately think, and I have Tyler Lockett like relatively low. Like, I think DK is that good. It's going bad for you, Bob.
I'm getting frustrated. I am getting frustrated to say the least. Off to.
Wait, we didn't talk about Dallas Goedert. Where do you have him? Low end tight end 1?
I think I have him at that mid to low tight end 1.
I agree. If you come out of the draft with him as your starter, are you happy?
Happy's not the word. Nervous.
So I think he'd be fine. I think he'd be fine as a starter.
I mean, I would rather have Logan Thomas. Would you rather have Bobby Tanyan or?
I'd rather have Goddard.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't.
Tanyan's so touchdown dependent.
I can't even think anymore. I just want to say JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
I can see
for the rest of the podcast.
Looking for it.
I think we should do a player profile of JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Okay.
Just so I can say his name.
You're gonna get so much hate.
Am I pronouncing his name right?
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure I've heard people pronounce it like that.
Yeah.
Off to the NFC East. Said that at the same time. I am totally blank.
Giants or Washington?
We'll do your number 1 offense this year, Washington.
Yep. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I have him at QB 21. Spencer's got him at QB 25. I think he's in that same group with like Roethlisberger and Kirk Cousins and Mayfield, where he's a very viable fill-in player. He's a good bye-week quarterback. He's got some good upside because he's got good weapons. Got Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas. He's got Gibson and McKissick out of the backfield. I think he's going to have a good season, and I think Washington's going to compete with Dallas for that division.
I can see him competing. Don't see him winning.
Dude, their defense is legit.
So
I think that might be what gets them over the hump because Dallas's defense is just not there.
Ryan Fitzpatrick's not a starting quarterback on a playoff team.
I think he can be. But for fantasy purposes, do you agree with my evaluation?
Oh, no, I totally agree. Besides the fact that I have him 4 spots lower, he could very well turn into a top. Do you remember that one year he was on Tampa Bay? And I'm pretty sure he was like a top 5 quarterback through like 4 or 5 weeks.
He's just slinging it, yeah.
He came out and wore whose outfit was that? Mike Evans.
Yeah, he was just slinging it.
Yeah. He was absolutely cooking. And then he played bad one game, and I think they benched him for Jameis.
Yeah, but they would go like back and forth throughout the season. They kept going back and forth.
Yeah, very interesting dynamic. But
moving on to Antonio Gibson.
I mean, I don't think you could be any more obsessed with a player than you are with Antonio Gibson.
That's because I had him last year, and I predicted his pop off, and he played really well. So I like him.
Okay. All right. I have him ranked at
Something wrong with
13th.
what I said?
You have him ranked at 11th, off to the poll, losing every single second. Might have to delete that tab, but I have him ranked 13th. You have him ranked 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to me why you think Antonio Gibson is so good.
Well, last year he played.
Okay, I think he is good too,
but
he has J.D. McKissick still in that offense.
Well, so yeah, last year J.D. McKissick had nearly 80 catches, something like that, and so Antonio Gibson barely played any third downs. He played less than half the snaps. He played less than 50% of snaps, and when you have a player that talented, and Ron Rivera's come out and said he can be like a Christian McCaffrey kind of player, you have someone that talented. Why do you not play him more? And he was a top 10 running back last year for fantasy. So if he gets more volume, gets more passing work, stays in there for third downs, and the touchdowns stay there, like, dude, what's not to love in a better offense? So
I have a question.
Sure.
Are you worried about his turf toe at all from last year?
No. He's played in the preseason. He looked good. They wouldn't have rolled him out there if they still had problems. Because turf toe can be nagging, so you're only going to roll him out there if he's like fully recovered.
Well, I did see where he played like 1 third down snap, and J.D. McKissick played 9. Right? Is that where you at all?
No.
Really what do you think? What do you think the workload is percentage wise?
I mean, last year he played. Off the top of my head, I want to say it was like 45% of snaps. I think that goes up to at least like 60. I would hope it would. When you have someone that talented, I don't know why you would want to play him that little.
Well, that turf toe could be the reason, but I also think if he plays 60% of snaps, I would move him down. I would move him below Joe Mixon and Miles Sanders.
So you expect him to play more than 60?
65 to 70.
I mean, that'd be ideal. That'd be amazing. That's what most starting running backs play. So
yeah, and I have quality starting running backs below him. That's why I'm saying if he gets 50, 55, 60% of snaps, I don't know. I don't think he is that good yet to be an RB1 with 15 to 18 touches a game.
I think he could play 50% of snaps and still produce top 12 points.
Do you think he can push for 20 touches and 50% of snaps with Curtis Samuel, with Terry McLaurin, with J.D. McKissick, and with Logan Thomas there?
Yes.
I think there'll be more of a passing offense with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
The dude played receiver in college. They need to throw him the ball. He's explosive. So
he is very explosive. I'm making it sound like I hate Antonio Gibson. That is not the case.
I think you just hate him because I love him. I think that's kind of what's going on.
No, he scares me with the whole turf toe thing. And then the turf toe thing's not a huge big deal. I mean, it is kind of, but just the whole J.D. McKissick thing.
Let's talk about McKissick real quick. Do you have him ranked?
I think I have him ranked low to mid 40s.
I mean, in PPR formats last year, he was at I want to say he was like a top 30 play. Like he caught so many balls. It was. Yeah, I've got him at 39. You've got him at 48. I still think he catches a ton of balls. In this offseason, he was talking about he wants a 3-down roll, but there's no shot. No shot he gets that. Even if Gibson gets hurt, he wouldn't be over Peyton Barber.
He said he wasn't competing for the backup role.
Huh?
He said he was competing for the starting role.
Yeah.
He said he views himself as a workhorse back.
No chance. He's been horrible. And he played on Seattle, so I got to watch it. It was not pretty. I don't think he's very good.
All right, I have Terry McLaurin at 12. You have him at 7. This is the whole Washington offense effect for me. A lot of mouths to feed in that offense. That is why I have him below guys like CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson. And you have him above guys like Justin Jefferson and Allen
I got him
Robinson
one spot above
and A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, the dude is an absolute stud. I don't think you're going to deny that, right? He's extremely.
No, I like Terry McLaurin.
I do as well. I think he's a top 10 talent, or maybe.
I do not think he's a top 10 talent.
Top 15 talent. Top 15 talent. But for fantasy purposes, I do think he's top 10 because when they're throwing the ball, he is the guy. He's the most explosive player in that offense. There with Gibson. I don't think there's much else to say. I think if you come out of the draft and he's your number one receiver, I'm more than happy. I think that's a great spot for him to be.
Agreed. But
Did you rank Curtis Samuel?
I did rank Curtis Samuel. I think I ranked him pretty. That's what I was going to say. I ranked him higher than you did. I have him at 43. You have him at the end of your rankings at 50.
Yep.
I think he is a better receiver than most people give him credit for.
Would agree.
He was a top 25 play last year as the wide receiver 3 and not such a great offense.
So let me explain why I have him at 50, the back end. In Carolina, they were giving him a lot of snaps out of the backfield and handing the ball off to him. I don't think there's any of that in Washington. I
totally agree. But I do think they'll be running some jet sweeps with him. I do think they'll be running those little touch passes like Kansas City made up. He's
their, fourth option?
I think he's their second. So
you would put him above Logan Thomas and Antonio Gibson?
Yes. I'm a Curtis Samuel fan.
I think he's a great player.
I like Curtis Samuel.
I just don't think he's going to.
I think it's kind of more of me not loving Logan Thomas. The Bills QB2 in 2018.
So do you think they have the same sort of potential with Fitzpatrick like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin did?
No, not even close.
Not that kind of potential?
No. No, no. I don't think Curtis Samuel's that good. I don't think he's Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown good. I don't even know if I think he's Michael Gallup good. I just think he is a above average receiver, which there's a lot of. And I feel like he is disrespected.
I can understand
because nobody talks about him like they should.
Gotcha.
But that'll change the season. And I would like to update you that this has nothing to do with football. Vlad just hit another home run.
So he's now tied with
Salvador
Perez.
I'm sure none of our viewers care about baseball. I tried talking about baseball on the Twitter there for a couple of days. Not viewed well.
I think the best response is when you talked about the Hawaiian kid jumping the fence, snagging the home run.
I think that was last Thursday, correct?
I think so. Something like that. Yeah,
last Thursday or Wednesday. Go check out that podcast. That podcast got stupid towards the end. And like this one just got stupid towards the middle.
These are good though. These are good. Logan Thomas,
the quarterback converted tight end. You better not have him ranked above guys like Hockinson or Mark Andrews. You better not have him ranked above, below guys like Goddard or Noah Fant. I think he's in a tier by himself.
Right at 7. I
right
agree.
At 7.
And I think he's great value at 7. I think he's if you're leaving the draft and you got him as the 7th tight end drafted, and he's your starter, he's one of the guys that I would target. I've got a couple tight ends that I want to target. He's 100% one of them. I think he's going to have a big year.
I think he will finish tight end 7, right where he is drafted.
This is a very good chance.
I think he will finish tight end 7, be drafted tight end 7, and then be drafted tight end 7 next year.
See, it wouldn't surprise me if he snuck his way into the top 5.
He should change his number to 7. I mean, 7. He is Mr. number 7.
Wait, what number is he? 82?
Yes, I think he's 82.
82?
Have we talked about the Giants yet? No,
I
don't think we have.
There's not much to talk about, though. Daniel Jones fits in that same category as like Baker and Fitzpatrick and all them. Just like
all right. Well, we do have the biggest gap between our rankings besides Deshaun Watson. And this one, we got to talk about it. I have him ranked at 18th. You have him ranked at 28th. So last year, he was a lot of people's sleeper because he has the rushing ability.
Until he gets to about the 20-yard line, then trips.
But the thing is, he has better weapons than he had last year. I think people are sleeping on the Kyle Rudolph signing. He's a good red zone threat. Kenny Gallaudet, stud receiver from Detroit. I mean, he was a top 15 receiver there for Detroit in fantasy terms for a couple years, correct? I think he was a top 15. Yeah.
He led the league in touchdowns one year, I think.
So, I mean, Kenny Galladay's a stud. He has Saquon Barkley back. I don't know. If Daniel Jones has that top 15 upside, but don't draft him top 15.
I don't think he's got that kind of upside because he can't hold on to the ball. I think they're going to feed Saquon. As long as Saquon's 100% healthy, the ball is going through him. And then he's got his turnover problems. Sorry, I got a cat on my computer. And then the turnover problems are really going to be there for him. So a lot of lost possessions. And then the weapons, I think, are slightly upgraded as far as like receivers and all that, but it's just kind of My point stands.
Is there any way this goes in overnight and just absolutely just shifts tides?
Yeah, once you make about 12 fake accounts.
Might have to, and that might still not be enough. Off to running backs, though, we have Saquon Barkley, drafted as the RB1 there for, I think, 1 year.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah. Well, he finished as the RB1 1 year.
He has that potential.
I think his rookie year, he was RB1.
He has that potential.
No doubt.
The injury is the only reason he is right where he is.
I completely agree. He's had a couple injury-plagued seasons, but when he's healthy, I think he's in the conversation for best running back in the league. I think he might be the most talented.
If he was fully healthy, I would throw Saquon right here.
But
below Dalvin Cook.
Imagine if like Saquon was like 100% healthy and in like the Dallas offense. Like he's insane.
Swap a healthy Saquon Barkley out with Minnesota, with Cleveland, without Nick Chubb and without Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, dude's a freak.
That's RB1.
He's a very good player. He's a great pass catcher, runs like an absolute freight train. So yeah, I think health is the only reason he might have a slow start to the season because of it. But if he gets going, he's going to be great value. If you're getting him at the end of the first round, that's going to be great value.
One of the most weirdest wide receivers to gauge this season, Kenny Gallaudet. I had him as high as
there that he plays for Detroit. But don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
That is upsetting. You know what? Since you called me out on that.
Well, I never said that you put it there. Maybe I did, but.
Oh, no, I definitely take blame for this one. I definitely.
Hey, it's easy to do. It's easy to do.
You know, was flying by the teams. May have misplaced Kenny Gallaudet. I do apologize to our viewers. I mean, how can you ever?
All our viewers who have stayed in here for the full hour, who are still watching, massive shout out to you.
Yeah, massive shout out to them.
I think we're talking directly to Cole Schick here.
Cole Schick does watch all of our podcasts, though.
I watch our podcast.
I think I watch half of them, maybe.
I watch them. I think some of our most loyal fans watch them. Massive thank you to everybody, by the way. It's awesome.
Yeah, if you're still sticking around, thank you so much. Now it says Giants, Kenny Gallaudet. There it is.
I'm a little lower than you are.
I've had him as high as, I think, wide receiver 12 when the rankings started coming out this year.
Whoa.
He is a very weird player to rank.
Well, he's got injury concerns, and there's a lot of mouths to feed, and Daniel Jones. So that's my
I was gonna say bad quarterback play.
Yeah, so that's why he's down to 26. If he went to a different spot, he could easily be a top 12 play. Like,
where do you play?
If he was, I don't know, on.
Where do you put him if he goes to?
He'd be up there.
Where do you put him if he goes to Jacksonville?
Top 15, probably.
Where do you put him if he goes to what team was I about to say? Houston with Deshaun Watson.
With Deshaun Watson? Top 15, easy.
Yeah. So he's just in a bad spot. Very talented receiver. Could very well finish top 15 this year. Yep. Just not in the ideal spot. And one of the most frustrating players to draft every single year besides Joe Mixon is Mr. Breakout.
Evan Ingram. He just got hurt, didn't he? Did he get hurt in the last preseason game?
I think so. He did leave the game.
I think he did.
We do have to.
And then they got Kyle Rudolph there too, so they can be splitting some snaps. So, and he's just been very inconsistent. So I think he's a tight end too. He's definitely got tight end one upside because of the talent, but I'm not feeling comfortable if I'm leaving the draft with him as my number one tight end.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I think it's.
That'll wrap up that. We have hit a 70-30 split. Make sure to follow our Twitter, our YouTube, our Spotify. Check out all of the rankings on the website. Like I said, brand new website.
More articles to come.
Of course, more articles to come as the season
I'm excited.
Gets underway.
I think, I'm so pumped.
10 days away.
Are we?
I think we're 10 days away from Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. 10 days away. Dude, I'm so pumped. Oh, my gosh.
So it's about that time. So this was the NFC East. Derek got it right. And the NFC North. This should be coming out on Tuesday along with the NFC South and NFC West. We'll have videos up throughout the week talking about draft strategy, mock drafts, what to prepare for in your draft, all kind of videos. This is the peak of fantasy football season, what we're entering right now. I think a lot of people's drafts were maybe this past weekend and this week coming up. So very exciting times for fantasy football. And, you can check out all the content on the fffanatics.com, the fffanatics3 on Twitter, the Fantasy Fanatics on YouTube.
fffanatics.com?
I said that already.
Okay, awesome. On Twitter, make sure you turn on notifications so you see all our tweets.
Of course. We'll be giving insights throughout Sundays, waiver claims on Mondays,
live streams
on Tuesdays.
Get involved. Get involved. Is what we're trying to say. Get involved. Massive thank you to everybody.
All right. Well, y'all take care. We'll see.